Hello, 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 and welcome back to Zanthyst Gaming. We're here today in City Skylines for the first time in a long time, and we are going to be planning on building a huge city. We're going to take it a piece at a time. I'm going to do quite a bit of editing, hopefully, figure out what I'm going to do, then I'm going to edit and stop, get it all sorted out, and have cuts in there so that you guys aren't sitting there watching me go, what am I going to do for like 20 minutes. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you do, smash that like button, and let's go ahead and get started with our starting interchange. All right, we're just going to start by connecting those roads to unlock our roads. We are going to upgrade that, I think. Nah, we'll just get rid of that. We are going to do one way, and we're going to go up by 4 and up by 4. And of course, we need to reverse the direction of this one with our right click. If you didn't know how to do that, there you go. I'm guessing if you're watching this video, you probably know more about City Skylines than I do, though, but feel free to leave tips if you feel like it. I think we're going to connect that over here with a one-way as well, make a little bit of a loop. And what we're going to do is we're just going to make a little interchange here. So we're going to do a crossover bridge at the halfway point right here between arrows 2 and 4. We're going to use a 4-lane road, I think. Yeah, we'll use a 4-lane road. That'll be just fine. Page up to make a bridge. Take it right across as low as we can. And then we're just going to connect that down 10 squares and page down at 10. Yeah, let's go out 11. It looks like a little bit nicer of a slope. All right, and we're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to go out 11 and go down. All right, that looks pretty nice. Awesome. Now we're going to connect that with a one-way. Oops, we need to pause. We don't want to be losing money right now. We're going to connect it with the one-way. I think what I'm going to do is go from the start point out to there and then curve it up. And we're going to go out to there and curve it over. And we're just going to make ourselves a nice little road here. And we're going to do the same thing here. Go out to the connection point and curve it over. That one looks slightly different, I feel like, but it should be the same. We measured it. So there we go. And we have our starting interchange. So they can go up this way to get to that. They can go around. It should be all good in the neighbor's hood. All right, so what I did is I went with one-way roads straight down, and then every 20 I did a loop so that they could turn around if they needed to, and that will hopefully encourage them to just keep the traffic flowing pretty nicely. And I think what I'll do is I will make these also one-way. That way they have to go through and just go straight through, and then they'll have to loop back. And that way we can keep the traffic light on those main roads, and that should work out pretty well, I think. That will be my start of my industrial section over here, and I was gonna make this be the residential section, but I changed my mind and decided to make this the industrial section because there is a railroad connection right here. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to do the same thing over here, and we're going to connect these roads with loops every 20 or so, and they're gonna go straight. When they come up here, they go down this way, straight down that way. So then these will need to go back the opposite direction, right? All right. So this is gonna need to turn that way. Awesome. Now we're gonna go every 20, and that will be where we loop it back. And we're gonna go 20, and that's where we loop it back. And that should be just fine. Now this is going to go out 20 in either direction at each of those loop points. Excellent. And then we just connect those with 2-lane roads. And those go straight through just like that as well. And boom. And then we go with another 20 straight out. And then 2-lane road back. Money's starting to get a little bit tight, so I need to be a little bit cautious here. I don't want to run out before we have a chance to do everything. All right, and I think that is where we will leave that. All right. So we have our zones for commercial and residential over here, our zone for industrial over here, and also some like city services and the like is going to be over here too. So let's go ahead and I'm going to plan that out and then also plan out the water sources, and we'll be right back. Okay, so looking at our water source up here, there is a very, very low amount of flow, but it is there. So we'll go ahead and build out, the eco one's a little bit too expensive, but we'll go ahead and build out water pumping station right here. And then up here where the water's flowing the opposite way, kind of up in this direction, we'll put out our like output pipe. I don't want it to be too close to our intakes. I think that should be just fine. We'll need to connect those, of course, and then we'll need to bring them down to our structure down here and straight across as well. What I would like to do is just have it run down the middle, but that doesn't look like it's really wanting to do that. I might have went out just a little too far there. There we go. And this is actually just slightly off, it looks like, from each other. Let's turn the snapping off real quick. We need to get this kind of straightened out right there. Now we can turn a snapping back on, I believe, and it should be fine. Nope, just kidding. It hates me. All right, that's fine. We can do it freehand. That's not the end of the world. We'll go right about there. Over and back. And then over and back as well. Beautiful. And we'll do the same thing here. Let's go over to the road and up the road. And we don't need to connect it through. We just need to have it through like that. Excellent. Now we need to get power to our pumps out here. So we don't have enough for the coal plant, unfortunately. We'll have to build a wind turbine. Nothing's looking great here. I think right here will be just fine, though. That'll provide power there, or we could go up here. I think we'll go up here. Yeah, that'll be fine. Right about there, I think will be just fine. And then we need to run power over to here, up to there. And we don't have enough to power our outflow pipe. Oh God, no, not like this. All right. Mistakes were made. Here's what we do. We get rid of some roads right here. That'll be just fine. And we connect those like so. All right. And then this also, we're going to need power here. So let's just make sure that we have a power connection right there. All right. Now we need to move on to our zoning. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do to start is I'm going to zone some industrial on this side, like so. And then over here, we're going to do commercial first. Yeah, I think that's fine. And we'll do residential. Do a lot of residential. Yeah, it should be fine. All right. And I think that looks pretty good. We have water. We have power. We have roads. We have zoning. Now we need to just kind of undo the pause and watch as we lose money like crazy. But what we can do is we can take our budgets for these way down. I think I'm going to put them at about 50%. That should be fine for now to start. We don't need to have full budget because we don't have a ton of things built. So that'll make us hemorrhage a little bit less money. And then we speed through. We are going to hemorrhage money like crazy, but hopefully things should develop just fine and we'll be good to go. So now we just kind of wait for everything to pop in. We wait for our town to just kind of build up. And then they should be connected to power, hopefully, once this side over here kind of starts to fill in. So that's the only thing that could really go wrong here. Let's unzone this to start and kind of force them to fill in this area a little bit better. That way we get the power connection. Come on, guys. You can do it. You can do it. Give me that power. Lincoln. Oh my god, it's so close. It's so close, I can taste it. Is it not gonna connect? Oh no. Oh, mistakes were made. Not enough money. Oh man. All that. And we got nothing, but what we could do is we could just do this. That's fine. Everything's fine. We actually don't want that there. So we're gonna de-zone that. When the first house builds here, everything will connect. There it is. And then we connect it through there. I actually didn't mean to de-zone that. I meant to only get that section. And then that should connect as soon as that house pops in right there. Oof. Industrial needs to connect through to there. It's a little sketchy. A little bit sketchy. No, we're not actually generating enough power with that one wind turbine. That's that's unfortunate. He was a minute ago, but now he is not. Damn. That's okay. So I'm gonna let this run to a point where it gives me a bailout option and I get more money, and then we'll just fix it. So we'll be back in a minute. Oh, you know what the issue was? I had the budget sliders way down, right? To save some cost early on. And that was causing us to not have enough power. My bad, guys. My flipping bad. All right, we've got it fixed now. And now we're not hemorrhaging money anymore. We're starting to gain money. We have a power grid that's actually connected. Things are looking up. We can actually continue zoning out our residential and get that filled in a little bit better. And just kind of let things grow and pop in. I think we'll go ahead and just fill out this whole section here and just go over to here. And then we'll go up on this section as well up here. We don't want the middle section here zoned out really, because it's just gonna add some traffic that we don't really want. So we'll try and encourage it to zone into the block area. So I'm gonna let this grow for a few minutes. We're gonna start getting money like crazy. We can actually increase our taxes once we hit population of 500. So we'll let this pop in and hope we get up to 500. And if not, we'll see you guys in just a sec. All right, we're just about to hit that 500 mark. We're just gonna zone just a little bit more residential right there to push us over the limit for that 500 mark. And that's gonna give us a big infusion of cash. And with that infusion of cash, we're definitely gonna be building some power and some healthcare and garbage. So we're gonna have to skimp on the education to start, unfortunately. But it'll be okay because later we'll take care of that. We're gonna raise taxes up to 13%. If they start complaining, we'll lower it, but we're just gonna do 13% to start. And we're gonna take out a loan right away because I know I'm gonna be spending a heck of a lot right now. We need healthcare first and foremost. Now, healthcare, I think, can go into this commercial area right here. That will be just fine. And then we need to get some garbage disposal as well. And we're just going to use a landfill site. And what we're going to do is we're just going to block off a landfill site area right here. And that is just a little bit too small for another one, but we could do like a recycling center next to it. I think one landfill site should be sufficient for now. We are actually going to have just enough for school too, so we'll go and put that in as well. The school is going to go into the residential zone. Oh, I did those backwards. I'm going to move this over to here. I want the healthcare and the commercial and the school and the residential. It really doesn't matter, but to me it does. So That's how we're going to do it. Oh, it's too big. Okay. Well, whatever. It can be there. That's fine. And we're going to put this school firmly into the residential area right there. School on a hill. Look at that cliffside school. School with a view. Look at that. Beautiful. All right. And then that needs to be rezoned into residential. Awesome. So we have our essential services. We have our landfill. We have our healthcare. We have our school. And we could even throw in a public library to make people even more educated. So this block can be all about the education of peoples. All right. So we have our public library. Oh, that was a community school. That was supposed to be a public library. I built the wrong thing. But that's okay. We'll have lots of schooling right there. That is like school central right there. Beautiful. All right. Now, the other thing we need to do is we need to get a little bit more power because we are not quite where we need to be. So I think that down here would be just a fine place for it. 7 there, 7 there. It looks like we can get 8 right there. I think we go for the 8. And that is beautiful. We just got a subscriber on YouTube. Look at that. Welcome, whoever you are. We're going to replace those later with some coal power when we have a little bit more money. But for now, we're just going to let the world turn a little bit. Let our power problems take care of themselves. We have a dump going. I'm going to plan out my next steps, and then I'll be right back, guys. All right, I think we're just going to go ahead and expand out our areas, like our residential area down this way, and just kind of try to make it a little bit bigger so that we can get a little bit of a population and income boost. So we're going to do our 2020 strategy. Just straight through as far as we can go. Oh, I went a little too far there. But we're just going to do our 2020 strategy straight down. Can't tell if that's straight or not. I really should I'll just build it straight forward like this. That'll be easier. And then we'll reverse that in a minute. And I think that that is about as far as we go, just because money, but also I don't think that that is a full 10 out that way. So we'll just leave that there. I'm gonna let a little money build up, and then we'll finish building out these roads. I'll just basically socket it out like I did here, and I think I'll probably just fill it with all residential there. So we'll see in a few minutes once I've had time to accumulate some money, build those roads, and get that bad boy going. All right, while extending everything out, we hit the next milestone, which is a worthy village of 1,000, which will unlock districts, another loan option, specializations, police and fire departments, some unique buildings. I think... Oh, those are tourist buildings. Okay. We get the ag specialization, the forestry specialization. So we might want to start looking at those as possibilities. Self-sufficient buildings we can make, which would be pretty cool. It says that those consume 30% less electricity, less garbage, but give you less tax income. So it's a give and take. It's a give and take, but green buildings are always a cool idea. So we could build our firehouse, police station, firehouse, and police station. And what we'll probably do is we'll probably build a firehouse and a police station in both sections of town. So I'm going to figure out how much that's going to cost if we need to take out a loan, that sort of thing. Look at our power, make sure we're not running over there. And then we'll be right back. $10,000. 12,000. So 24 and 20 is 44,000. Okay, it does look like we have enough if we take out the loans. So I paid back my previous loan. There's like 13,000 left. I'm going to take out both of these 2 loans. I'm going to build a fire station right in kind of, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, potentially 9, 10 blocks. So we'll build it like in the 5th spot here. Right here, I think would be just fine. So we'll build a fire station. Make sure we're on the right thing. Fire station here. tall one with the tower. I like it. And then we'll build a police station just across the way. Same kind of dealy. And then over here, we're going to do the same. We're going to build a fire and police station. Probably something like that. Police and then fire can go right here. Excellent. So we have that stuff set up, which is wonderful. And we have enough with both those loans to convert over to coal power for our power plants. So we're going to go ahead and do that because I'm excited about not relying on wind energy. And I think we can fit 2 in if we need to later. But we'll just start with 1. And that should allow us to get rid of these bad boys. And still be just fine on the power side, hopefully. That's close. Perhaps I should not have deleted those just yet. Let's go ahead and place in that second power plant. And that should give us plenty of power there. Okay, yeah, now we're completely good on power. Beautiful. Everything is fully powered. We have pipes running everywhere. Wonderful. We have plenty of treatment available. We could probably drop our budget for power because I had it basically overclocked when we were using the wind power. But now that we're on coal power, we have plenty of power. Awesome. So we have our utilities built out, and then we're just going to go ahead and keep expanding out this way as best as we can. So we're going to figure out why I'm losing so much money, fix it, and then we're going to continue expanding out. All right, we played around with sliders again in our budget just to get things kind of equalized and start expanding out this way with a little bit more residential. We didn't have enough to buy pipes for the whole thing, but we were able to expand in another 1.5 blocks, and we're back to being in the green. So it's a really tight balancing act. I overspent on my initial interchange section, but I'm very happy I did because the traffic flow has been good. It's been a bit more micromanaging, but we're sitting at 89% traffic flow. We could probably figure out some ways to improve it, like by turning, I think there's a stoplight here, which we don't really want. So that might be a way to improve it as well. Or maybe instead of connecting to one central junction point, we have it connect down and up on the roundabout. That might be a little bit better as well. But that'll have to wait because there are higher priorities at the moment. We can deal with traffic flow a little bit later. Right now, the highest priorities are just kind of getting our finances really in order so we don't have to worry about it anymore. So let's do that by massively expanding out our residential zoning and making sure that we have a nice healthy population to collect taxes from. Adding all of this residential, we will likely have to add additional slider value on our power and water because we'll probably dip below the acceptable levels, especially on water, it's looking like. But we hit the tiny town milestone, which is giving us park areas, industry areas, landscaping, events, level 2 buildings, all kinds of new policies, all kinds of paths and roads. Ooh, very nice. I'm gonna have to look at what all of these are because I have not played the industries patch at all. I know we're on the campus patch. We have DLC campus industries, and I barely even touched the Parklife stuff. So I have some good stuff to learn and do. Looks like we've unlocked flood walls and quays as well. That'll be nice for over there because the shorelines are pretty bad. We've got fencing and all kinds of different parks. Beautiful, beautiful. So we have lots of stuff, and we just got a big boost of money. But the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to pay back one of our loans so we get more per hour. And I'm just going to let this run and bank up a little bit of cash for a minute before we continue. Alrighty, so we have to build some new buildings, some higher education type things. Well, not higher education, but better education. We don't have a high school yet, and the people are starting to get a little bit antsy about that. So we're going to build a high school. I think we're just going to put it straight across the street from the elementary school. So that high school is just going to go like right here. Oh, there's something already there. What is there? Oh, the medical clinic. Right. Let's move that down this way. And then we're going to have the elementary or the high school across the street from the elementary school. And then I would like to get a public library in over this direction as well. And we'll have that on the one-way road. Awesome. And that takes care of those things. So they should be getting better education now than they were before. Our education was pretty bad. We had plenty of elementary, but we had no high school and we had no public library. So that should help out with that a little bit. It looks like our demand for industry is pretty high, so we might just come up this direction and get ourselves a industrial logging plant going on up here. All right, and then that cut the power there, so we need to quickly pause the game and make sure we get that fixed because we do not want to be without power. All right, so we are gonna have this come up into here, I think. And at this point, it's gonna turn, and this is where we're gonna start building our logging plant area stuff, I guess. I think we'll just kind of keep it. We'll curve it, kind of fit the zone, fit the trees, kind of thing, and just kind of have it loop accordingly. Probably out a little bit further. Nope. There we go. I don't want to cut too much of the trees off there, and we'll just kind of have a nice little circular logging area that's not quite lined up, and that bothers me. Let's go and fix that. And connect. There we go. That's not perfect, but it will work. And then we're just gonna have kind of some out juts, I guess, and start looking at the specialization of forestry. And I really don't know what I'm doing with this, so I'm going to take a few minutes and kind of look at that a little bit better and try to figure out exactly how I do that, and then we'll be back. Okay, I've painted myself an industry area, and now I can place myself a forestry main building. I think the main building can just be like right... I guess we're gonna have to build a road. Let's put the main building right there. That sounds great. So main building is there. That unlocks a sawmill, a small tree plantation, and a small log yard. So the tree plantation is how we are going to create extractors. It says extractor building to processor, to unique factories, to commercial zones is kind of the path we go. So extractors are first. Sounds good. So we'll build our first one right there and our second one right there. We need to get power out here for these guys. Do we have any sort of... No, we don't have any options for wind power really out here. We don't have enough money for the coal power. That is unfortunate. I guess we're just gonna have to go back to using a little bit of wind energy, it looks like. Not ideal, not really what I want to do, but it'll be fine. Just connect it up so it has power at least. And then we of course gotta get piping out to it as well. So we'll just go from the outflow pipe out to here. Sounds good, and just make sure we have this all covered. Something like that. Cool. And then that is all covered up. Awesome. So we have our extractors. We have our tree plantation, our main building, and there's one other, the sawmill and the log yards. Right. So the sawmill is going to cost us 15,000. We're going to have to build up a bit more money before we can build that. But sawmill and log yard will be our next goal. So I'm going to get up to about 20,000 cash, and then I'll plop those bad boys down.